Hey everyone, Jacqueline Howard here. Several astronomers all around the world are scanning the skies on a regular basis, pointing high-tech telescopes toward the cosmos, taking note of what's zipping by our planet while remaining on alert. So what are they looking for? Dangerous asteroids, particularly a giant global killer that may have our name on it. Scary, right? But not necessarily unlikely. We all saw what happened in Chelyabinsk, Russia, when that meteor exploded in the sky, causing damage and injuries back in February. How big is the risk that something similar may happen again, or even something worse? Well, to find out, I spoke with Lindley Johnson. He's the program executive for NASA's Near-Earth Objects Office in Washington, D.C.
In fact, I just looked at the number of 10,081 near-Earth objects have been cataloged that we are tracking. However, there's a number of them that are potentially hazardous. In other words, they are in orbit that do come close to Earth's orbit, so they bear watching.
Not only could they drift really close to us, but potentially hazardous also means they'd be more than 100 meters wide, so possibly big enough to pass through Earth's atmosphere and cause damage on a regional scale. Yikes! And there may still be space rocks out there we haven't even spotted yet. So what happens if we see something heading our way? How do we protect ourselves?
Most of the studies show that there are probably three leading techniques that might be used. The principle of most of these mitigation techniques, deflection techniques, is to change the speed that the asteroid is traveling in space.
So Lindley said technique number one is using a kinetic impactor, something like a projectile or rocket which would smack into a space rock at high velocity, causing it to veer off course. Kaboom! Other studies suggest a weighted robotic spacecraft could just kinda nudge an asteroid off course. Technique number two is using the force of gravity itself to change a space rock's path. That could be done by flying a big spacecraft out to the asteroid so they're right next to each other. And then hopefully the gravitational attraction between the two would be strong enough to deflect the asteroid. But with both of those options, it would take years. Some scientists estimate around a decade to pull together the capabilities, travel out to the space rock, and allow time for the rock's trajectory to change. And then we've got technique number three, which is total destruction. Basically, blow up the space rock with some explosive. Now, if we had to put one of these plans into action, who would be orchestrating all of this?
We have been working within the form of the United Nations. Their Committee on Peaceful Uses of Outer Space has a working group where we've been developing the procedures and protocols by which the nations would work together. Should we discover an impact threat, how would we respond as an international community?
Ah, got it. This all kind of makes me think about that 1998 sci-fi flick Armageddon, or better yet, the movie Deep Impact. You know, while those were Hollywood fantasy, what do you think would be the best way to save our planet from a killer asteroid in real life? Come on, talk nerdy to me.